What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, man? What's going on? Just testing something new. So just so y'all know, I can stream from my platform to Instagram, YouTube now at the same time. So this is different. This is different. So I'm just testing it out because soon I'm gonna start doing some demonstrations on here. Soon I'm gonna start doing some you know what I mean, some real dope stuff now that I could connect all the platforms at the same time. The only issue though that's whack about it, the only thing that's whack about it is I have to look at my Instagram comments here. I don't like that. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I might need to set up another monitor here. That's what I'm gonna do. See, I just figured it out while I'm on here, man. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? It's your boy Noah. What's good? I see you. The coolest. What's good? Of course, see that, but check it out. See if I go ahead and put something on my screen, like on YouTube. Let me see something. Let me see something. Testing. See how you can put that right on the screen. See how I can put that on the screen. Instagram, right? So this is definitely something that I'm trying to just test it out right now. Did you guys see the fights yesterday? Did you guys see the fights yesterday? If you saw the fights yesterday, let me know, y'all. If you saw the fights yesterday, let me know. We could do some real cool webinars now. Now that I could connect everything, man, I'm gonna start doing some webinars. I'm gonna start bringing on some people. This is actually really good. Lendell Rodriguez, what's going on, man? Happy holidays, man. Instagram tapping in right now. Big shout out to everybody on Instagram. I gotta read your comments literally on my phone right now at this particular time. But of course, you know, I got my people on YouTube, Facebook people. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Hello from France, Coach Anthony. Thank you for all the content and advice. Thank you, man. I wish I could pin some of these comments on my main screen, man. Some of the Instagram comments. Those fights yesterday, though. Starting off with Chris Colbert, man. Damn, that hurt, man. That hurt because we actually sparred with Chris Colbert a week before the fight. Raymond Ford got a chance to get a couple of rounds in with him. And we were rooting for him, man. We were rooting for Chris. He got hurt in the first round. He got hurt in the first round pretty bad. But I tell you what, man, that kid showed how much of a warrior he was, man, because that fight could have got stopped in the first round. Keep it a stack with you. That fight could have got stopped in the first round. And Chris Colbert fought through that shit, man. He fought through, he tried. And then he just got clipped, man. I think in the sixth round, his right hand was a little bit low, or his left hand was a little bit low. And the kid came in with a right hook, hurt him, and put him out. It's a shame, man. I hope that Chris Colbert could bounce back. Because personally, I like the kid. I think he's a good kid. But damn, man, it sucks, man. It definitely sucks when you see somebody get stopped, especially somebody you're cool with, you know what I mean? Or that you know a little bit, man. But yeah, man. You guys want to do any Q&As, man? Let me know, man. I'm on here. Like I said, I'm just trying to navigate between two platforms right now, which is a little bit different. Talk to me, y'all. Bam Bam did his thing, man. I thought Sonny and Bam had started off interesting. It started off good, and then Bam kind of took over and did what he was supposed to do, man. Big shout out to Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez is another guy we've actually worked on the same. We fought on the same card as Bam Rodriguez a few times already. So big shout out to Bam Rodriguez, man. Super talented, super talented. I'm happy for him, honestly, man. He's a real humble, quiet kid, and he could fight. He could box. Camden, New Jersey represent TKO Fitness. I won my first celebrity boxing. Congratulations, champ. Big shout out to you, man. Big shout out to you. Anthony Garcia, coach. What's going on, Ant? What's good? Jonathan, I'm trying to put these comments somewhere over here. Uh, Jonathan Venezuela, when does the holiday special end? Christmas Day or New Year's Eve? And I agree, that shit hurt. I lived in New York before, so I like Cobra, man. I'm extending the sale for a couple of more days, Jonathan. So for those of you guys out there interested in the sale, this is my last major sale, man. And then we changing stuff. I told y'all that my Black Friday sale was never coming back this year. A lot of people called my bluff. Um, and I'm really holding true to that because I dropped my prices so aggressively this year to the point of like disrespect to myself. However, I don't feel disrespected because I wanted to do that. But this is my last major sale, 16 courses for $397. It literally adds up to about, I don't know, man, $22 a course. Plus, you get enrolled to the CA private community where you can upload sparring, your fights. I mean, people are uploading their fights. Man, there's a lot of good, there's some talent in there now. Like, honestly, man, we got some kids in there that really are competing and they're posting their videos and they're showcasing their talent, and people in the community are coming together. And I love it because it just gives people an outlet. You know what I mean? Of course, we got social media and stuff like that, but the community is a bunch of like-minded people who really love boxing, and they all came together due to the fact that they follow my Instagram, my YouTube channel, whatever. So it's like a family. So this year we got some good things coming up, man. We got Eddie Chambers, and now we're gonna go ahead and do some in-person seminars. Be ready for that. And these are all things that when you're part of the community, you're gonna get some extra access to all this type of stuff. We'll be doing online webinars strictly for the community. So I highly encourage everybody, man, who, if this is the holiday season, get a Christmas gift for yourself. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, get a Christmas gift for yourself, man. Invest into yourself. You know what I mean? Whether you're a coach, because this works for coaches too. A lot of fathers are buying my stuff. You'd be surprised. Like, I'd say like at least 25% of the people that purchase from me are coaches and fathers. And what they're doing is they're taking the material, and since they already understand boxing, all they need to do is get a nugget here, a nugget here, a nugget here, and they'll take that nugget and they'll train their kids with it. And then the next thing you know, they're sending me pictures of their kids winning national tournaments and all types of stuff. I mean, I had a father the other day say, "Hey, man, do me a favor. Don't tell the people who I am," because I guess he wants to keep it under wraps. But he was like, "My kid just won a national, and I want to thank you for all the knowledge I'm learning." So there's fathers out there who want to stay under the radar, you know what I'm saying? So I don't put their testimonials out. And then we have others that are more than happy to put their testimonials out with me. So guys, man, the courses are legit. The courses are for real. I just went ahead and took a look at somebody else who's pretty popular, and I took a look at their stuff, and they have a pretty good following. Not to knock nobody, but I couldn't believe the stuff that was being taught, man. And it's like, honestly, guys, I want you guys to really to get some real good information. So right now, you guys will get a chance to go ahead and do that. 16 courses, $22 a course, man. Literally, you go to your trainer and pay for a personal session, you're going to pay more than that. And there's no way you can retain that information. You're going to have to go back and go back and go back. This stuff's already compiled into a course step by step where you can go back to it if you forget something. The worst thing we could do in life is rely on our memory, because you'll learn something and forget it. That's why it's good to write notes. That's why it's good to have video. That's why it's good to record yourself so you can know what you need to work on. And teaching is no different. So that's enough of that. Jonathan, thank you for the question. I always got to talk about my stuff, man. So make sure you guys go to the website, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. I didn't get a chance to watch the Morrell I didn't get a chance to fight the Morrell fight, man, because because I was real tired yesterday, man, and I was trying to go back and forth and bounce from network to network, and I honestly got tired. I got tired in the middle of the main event, the Bam Rodriguez fight. I got pretty tired. I'm not even going front. I'm usually a late night person, but I've been waking up a little earlier lately, so it was tough for me. Let me see if there's more people. Instagram, as you guys can see, Instagram, a lot of you guys are joining. Big shout out to y'all. Can't read the comments from Instagram on my main platform. So we're going to go ahead and answer some of these questions. If you guys from Instagram really want your questions answered, it'd be really good for you guys to do a couple of things. First things first is you guys can either go to my YouTube channel. Another thing you could do is take my number, 215-709-5437. You can grab my number there. And this is a good place for you guys to go ahead and get updated when I go live. Because when I send the link out, what happens is I'm sending the YouTube link out. So that's where you guys can actually interact and ask questions. If you just jump on live on Instagram at the moment, unfortunately, I can't read the comments off the screen. So let me go ahead and keep talking to y'all over here. Facebook user, with all due respect, I want to ask you about some head movement drills if possible. Thanks. Who are you, Facebook user? Because I'm pretty sure you're coming out the community. Unfortunately, when I see Facebook user, I don't know who I'm talking to. So just state your name for me real quick. What do you think will be a fair split for Tank versus Haney? Tank versus Haney, a fair split? 50-50, man. 50-50 split. I think that's fair. And the reason why I think it's fair for a 50-50 split is because Tank is a major name. He brings a big crowd, bro. Like, let's be honest, man. When he came to New York, he fought in New York City at the Barclays. Yo, he had the whole, man, he had the city out. I'm talking about, it was a movie in there when he came to fight. So Gervonta Davis is a superstar in boxing. Whether he fought the competition Devin Haney did or not, or whatever y'all want to say about him, the dude's a superstar. And he gets knockouts. People love knockouts. So I'm going to say 50-50. And the reason I say Devin Haney deserves 50-50 is because Devin Haney's been fighting. And he was the undisputed champion. And he's been fighting. And, you know, I think that it's a fair split. 100%. 50-50 is perfect. You got to watch the Bam Bam Sonny Edwards fight and break it down here. Technically one of the best fights I've seen, to be honest. The lower divisions have the best fights but get no credit. Yeah, man, I was watching it for the first few rounds. Bam Rodriguez and Edwards, they were filling each other out. They were touching each other. Pause. But then next thing you know, man, I got tired. I ain't even going front. I got tired, man. I had to get the update, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was a competitive fight. I watched like the first 4 rounds, maybe 3 or 4 rounds, and Bam was stepping to him. Edwards was countering at times, but it was a good fight. Maybe I could do a breakdown, man. But it's hard to do breakdowns, unfortunately, because the last time I did a breakdown, I got a freaking almost got a strike on YouTube. So now I'm trying to figure out the workaround. I think I'm going to have to do these breakdowns and just do them in my private community, to be honest. Another reason for you guys to grab that Master Boxing Bundle, because I don't think I could do them on YouTube without getting some kind of issue. I don't know how these guys are doing it, but I'm not going to risk my YouTube channel to do breakdowns on the fight. But however, that's something I definitely want to do. Where the cards at? Yeah, Big Thump, man. You be watching my Twitch? My man be watching my Twitch, man. A lot of y'all know that I play Fight Night, and I be getting them cards. If y'all know what a card is, right? A card is basically the fight card, but we call it a card with a W. You know what I'm saying? And man, I be getting cards. I be whooping them suckers online, man. Thump, tell them. My Twitch is Coach Anthony, but there's a zero in the Anthony. So it's Coach Anthony with a zero in the Anthony. So that's how you can find me, man. Coach Anthony with a zero in the Anthony. I got it in some of my other YouTube descriptions. I don't think I put it on this one. This was just a random Q&A. Just wanted to get on here and chop it up with everybody. Coach, how do you fight someone who's very aggressive and throws wild looping punches? Man, it just depends. You know what I mean? There's different things you could do. One of the best things you could do with somebody who's very aggressive is, first and foremost, you're going to need to have some defense. You know what I mean? You need defense because you're going to have to be able to defend punches, right? So you can't be a guy who doesn't have good defensive skills. But the main thing I can say is you got a couple of options. First things first is you can be first. Don't let them go first. Because when you let an aggressive guy be first, you're allowing him to do that. So a lot of guys will try to like sit back and counterpunch an aggressive fighter, and they'll end up getting clipped because they don't know where the punches are coming from, and you're trying to set up a counter and you'll get caught, right? So what you want to make sure you do is you could be first. Now, how do you be first? You could be first with your jab. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out there and swing as aggressively as he's swinging, but you can set the pace with your jab. You could be sharp. Your defense could be sharp. Being first doesn't always mean throwing combinations. Being first could be feints. Being first could be your jab. Being first could be a number of different things. Another thing you could do is tie them up as soon as they throw those wild shots. As soon as they throw them wild shots, you drop, you tie them up, slow it down, and then you try to be first again. Try to be first again. Because, again, if you let an aggressive fighter build a momentum, that's where you're going to run into a lot of problems. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you have good counterpunch ability, you know what I'm saying, and you're blocking some of those shots, you could wait till you feel like they're done punching and try to punch at the end of their combinations as well. But again, when you're dealing with these type of guys, it's very awkward. It never goes as planned. So you have to be in good shape at all times. You have to be well trained at all times so you can deal with this type of stuff. See, I can give you all the tips that you need to understand how to fight an aggressive fighter, but is one thing is talking about it, and another thing is actually doing it, right? So how do you deal with that? You deal with that through experience. You deal with that through consistent training, making sure that you're in shape, because a lot of things are going to come into play, a lot of nuances, a lot of things you're not prepared for. And if you're in great shape, you can dig deep, okay? And you can make decisions on the fly. Of course, you also have to be well schooled. So this is where training comes into play. This is where conditioning comes into play. If you're a guy who's not really schooled, not really in shape, I can tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear right now, and it's not going to make a difference. You see what I'm saying? And so, again, this is why it comes down to preparation, and it comes down to education. Education, preparation. Education, preparation. Get yourself a coach who's going to educate you and prepare. Educate you and prepare. How do you prepare for aggressive styles? When you have a coach who's working with you, he will find aggressive people for you to box. So therefore, we can figure out how you do in those situations. So a coach's job is almost like a scout, right? Like I'm scouting the competition for my athlete. I'm scouting, okay, we're going to find somebody aggressive to box my guy today. We're going to find somebody who's slick to box my guy today. We're going to find somebody who could punch a little bit to box my guy today. So we can get different looks and we can see where the issues are and what we need to improve on. You see what I'm saying? So, champ, the thing about the thing about boxing training that we have to remember, especially when you're getting information online from guys like myself, and I'm sure you guys are searching the web on the internet, checking out every single YouTube instructor and Instagram instructor in the world. All that shit is cool, but there's nothing like experience, and there's nothing like actually going through it. So you have to know what level you're at, and you have to know how to build up this type of shit. So good coaching is very, very, very important in these stages, because if you try to do this on your own, you can get yourself really hurt. So I highly suggest that, you know what I mean, you find yourself a coach who knows what they're doing and grooms you the right way for that. Keith Gerber, hope the baby and the fam are doing great, man. I appreciate that, Keith. I really do, man. It means a lot to me, man. My daughter's doing great. Family's doing great. Super excited for her first Christmas. So thank you so much for that, man. Let me see what Instagram. Let me see what Instagram is looking like, man. There's a lot of people on Instagram. For all my people on Instagram, man, if you guys want your questions really answered, I know there's only a few people left. I had a lot of people on Instagram. They all died off because I'm not really answering their questions, but there are a few people in here. One thing you guys can do is make sure you guys text me at 215-709-5437 so you can be alerted and get the YouTube links so you can go ahead and come to YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, and you can go ahead and answer the questions. So I could go ahead and answer your questions. Lay low. What are your thoughts on the long guard? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about guys who keep their arms out like that? Is that something you would call the long guard? I'm not sure what you actually mean by that, because I don't go by that terminology, but let me know. There's a question I've been getting a lot. El Invader, man, what's going on, man? Did I play you the other day on Fight Night? Did I play you the other day on Fight Night? Let me know, man. But what do you think about Subriel Matias versus Haney or Teofimo? I'm gonna be honest, man. I took a look at Subriel Matias because I haven't been checking him out like that. Took a look at him, and he's very obviously the power's there. He's making guys quit on the stool. Very hard puncher. But I'm gonna be honest, man. His defense is pretty bad, and the way he punches is like, I'm not crazy about it, but he's a freak of nature. The guy hits really hard, apparently. The last guy that he fought had some nice skills, nice fundamentals, and it seemed like some good power, and he was cracking them, and he was able to go through that fire. I do think he overexerted himself and did too much, though. I don't think he should have punched as much as he did. I'm gonna say a guy like Teofimo Lopez, I think Teofimo could beat him. Honestly, I think Teofimo hits hard enough, got good enough boxing skills, and good enough defense. I think Teofimo could beat him. I think Devin Haney would be able to get a decision as well, but it's hard to tell when you don't feel the punches, right? Like, I'm not the one getting hit, so I don't really know if this punching power is that devastating the way they say it is. So, of course, he fought a few guys that were decent, and he stopped them. But now we're talking about the upper echelon of guys, the Teofimos, the Devin Haneys, the guys who are not going to stand directly in front of him, who can also box. And Teofimo got some pop. Devin Haney, not so much, but Devin Haney got very good defense. He's fought at the high level. So it's a tough fight, bro. It's a tough fight for everybody. I feel like I need more information on Subriel Matias. I feel like I need to see him fight somebody else, somebody with a bigger name, somebody who we really know, before I can make my final assessment on how far I think he can go. Coach, over the years, have you seen newer fighters develop shoulder pain on their lead side? What has been the cause in your experience? Not asking for medical advice, just curious. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of guys throwing. I mean, all right, you got to think, man. When you are boxing, you're using your lead side 2 to 3 more times than your rear side, right? If I'm doubling my jab, pop, pop, then a right hand, boom. Or if I go 1-3-2, or if I go 3-3-2, right? The basic combinations that we do, we're usually doubling and tripling the lead hand, whether it's jabs being thrown, lead shots being thrown before we throw this. So this one gets used more. So, you might be overusing the shoulder. That could be it. Of course, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is, but that could be one of the things I noticed. You know what I mean? Like, if you work with me, I'm gonna make you use that jab. And believe me, I've had many of fighters be like, because I'd be like, gotta keep working that jab, gotta keep working that jab. You feel me? I'm a young amateur from Ireland. I need some advice about sleep. Is there anything I could take or supplements that could work? Man, I don't know why you're having sleeping issues. I mean, you might want to schedule your day properly. You know what I mean? That could be the number one thing. Your day could be just not scheduled right. You could be staying up too late, or you know what I'm saying? And then you wake up during the day, or I don't know, maybe you're drinking an energy drink too late. I don't know. There's a lot of different things that you might have to dissect. You know what I mean? I don't want to give you any advice. I mean, people take melatonin. I take melatonin personally sometimes when I need it. But again, I don't want to advise you to take melatonin. That's not what I don't advise anybody to do anything. However, there are supplements like melatonin that can help you with sleep. But I would say the best thing to do is get to the root cause of it. And you have to figure out what that is. You have to pay attention to your lifestyle and see what you really got going on. Again, is your sleeping patterns unorganized? A lot of it can get fixed if you just organize your lifestyle a little bit. So that would be my best advice to you. You know what I'm saying? Get the right organization into your lifestyle. Um, get rid of some habits you may have if you have some. Like, I don't know, if you're staying up late on scrolling or looking at stuff, you might have to do that at a different time so you can get some sleep at night. Stop looking at screens at a certain time. You know, caffeine limited at a certain time. So these are all things that I would probably look into. I don't know your life. I don't know, but that's just me guessing off the top of my head. Mr. Special Feature, what up, my guy? Hope you good. Could the cross guard be usable in modern boxing with fun study and practice? I believe so. I believe it can, but I believe in spots. I wouldn't want to walk around the ring like this, but like, maybe in the pocket. You know what I mean? Maybe if I'm in the pocket, boom, maybe I'll go ahead and switch to one of these. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really teach that. It's not what I teach, not the style that not the system that I work out of. I got a good friend of mine by the name of Billy Briscoe. Big shout out to him. We've talked about this. He's very familiar with the old school stuff. And we've talked about it, you know what I mean, in the pocket, because if you think about it, if I'm fighting out of a shoulder roll, right, I can go shoulder roll, right? I can block the hook, you know what I'm saying? But then when I go ahead and I want to, I can go ahead and do stuff like this in moments, but I'm not a fan of teaching that, honestly. I'm just not, you know what I mean? I'd rather fight out of this, you know what I'm saying? Or I'd rather fight out of this. I'm like a blend of the two. Once we start getting into this, it's very cool to like see some of the guys who fought out that system. I think it's pretty cool to do. But it's not something that I would recommend be the forefront of what you're doing, because you can get a lot of success with the fundamental skills that we teach, which is hands up, elbows in, chin down, tuck, elbows in, all of that. And of course, if you start to get comfortable behind the shoulder, you get behind the shoulder and work that. And if you look at the best fighters over the years, those were the styles that really worked for the masses, right? So we have to think about what works for most people. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not about can one guy do it, two guys do it, three guys do it, right? We always talk about that one person who their life was a complete mess and they made it out, right? Like, oh man, this guy grew up in the ghetto. This guy grew up in the projects, but he became this. You can do it too. And it's like, yeah, but what's the probability, right? Most people who have hard circumstances fall to the waistline. So my whole point is, yes, you can get away with it. You can do it in spots, but to try to be that, I wouldn't go that direction if I didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? I would pick it up now, like me now as a more experienced practitioner of the art. I would definitely play around with it in spots. You know what I mean? Because from here, you know, if I'm doing this, if I'm doing this, right? You could do this. I can creep in and do this. Like maybe if I'm trying to get on the inside, I could catch with this one. I could shoot with this one. But again, I'm not looking to be that kind of fighter. I'm not looking to do that kind of stuff at all times. I'm looking to keep the fundamentals as tight as I can, chin down, utilize my jab, set up my punches properly, sit down on my body shots, keep my defense tight so I don't have to think about defense. A lot of people overdo the defense and then they got to think about the defense. We want that defense built in. Stuff that I teach, stuff that I talk about. We don't want to have to think about the defense. The defense is something that we want to be as a product of doing things correctly. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's a whole nother topic. But yes, can it work with enough practice and study? Absolutely. That's the quick answer. The long answer is what I just gave. I hope that helps, man. What's good, coach? What's going on, champ? Let me try to get a Instagram answer. Instagram. It's hard for me to answer you guys, man. So like I said, man, I got my number on the screen on purpose, 215-709-5437. Make sure you grab it so when I do go live, you guys can get the YouTube link so you guys can participate in this a little bit more. But I'm going to go ahead and holler at Leatherface. Coach, what advice do you have to give guys that have many... All right, Coach, what advice you give guys that have many distractions in their lives and they can't make it into a boxing gym? I mean, that's one of those questions that kind of answered his own question. If you got a lot of distractions and you can't make it in the boxing gym, my advice is get rid of the distractions. It all comes down to what do you want more? You feel me? It all comes down to what do you want more? Do I want to continue to be distracted or do I want to get in shape and become a boxer? Do I want to continue to be distracted or do I want to make some money? Do I want to continue to be a fat ass, out of shape motherfucker eating whatever the fuck I want? Or do I want to be able to take my shirt off this summer? What do you want more? What do you want more? It all comes down to what do you want more? But it's okay to pick the other thing that's not sexy, right? You want to eat that? Cool, eat it. But don't complain when you can't take your shirt off. You want to chill and be distracted with your homies and go to the clubs and do that? Cool. But don't be mad when Monday comes along and your body feels like shit and you can't box the way you want to box. We all got choices, champ. You can do whatever you want. There's no rights. There's no wrongs. It all comes down to what do you want more? What do you want more? It's your life. You live it how you want to live it. So, you know, my whole thing is figure out what you want and go after that. Me, I want to be a world-renowned boxing coach. I want to teach boxing to as many people as I can, whether that be in person or online. I want to build a stable of professional fighters. I want to be a multi-millionaire. I want to be able to take my shirt off and you can see my abs and all of that. These are things that I personally want. Have I accomplished them? No. I haven't accomplished all of them. However, I'm working toward it. And it's not an overnight gig. Shit takes time. Shit takes time. So you're going to fuck up. You're going to fuck up. You might get an injury. Something might happen. You might this. You might that. And it all comes down to resilience. Now, how does that go down? How does that go into boxing terms? You go into the fight. You expect to win the fight. First round, you get dropped. Oh, shit. First round, I got dropped. Guess what you got to do if you want to win the fight? You got to get the fuck up. Okay, when Marquez fought Manny Pacquiao, the first fight, the fight that everybody thought he won, that it went down, I think, to a draw, Marquez got dropped 3 times in the first round. 3 fucking times. That motherfucker got it together. And guess what? He fought his way back to a draw. Many people thought he won the fight. Okay? I don't know if you guys remember that. Marquez Pacquiao won. And there's been many fights over the years where a guy's losing, he comes back and he wins. So how does that go back into life? You have a plan. Things don't go as planned. However, you dig deep and you commit yourself to winning and good things happen. So to my answer to you, Dirty South, or Leatherface from the Dirty South, you got to make a decision, my brother. You got to make a decision. What do you want? What do you want? You see what I'm saying? What do you really want? You know, people ask me those type of questions all the time. People will be in my DM all the time. Yo, coach, man, can you watch my sparring and tell me what you think? And I'll say, yo, listen, go to my website, grab the Master Boxing Bundle. You get enrolled to the CA private community, and that's where I look at all the sparring. That's where I look at all the videos. I don't hear nothing after that. I hear crickets. People don't want to pay for it. Oh, okay, so let me get this straight. You want information, but you don't want to invest. If you don't want to invest the money, the time, the effort, yo, coach, I want to get good at boxing, and then I tell them to spar. Oh, I don't feel like sparring today. You don't feel like sparring today. I thought you came to me to coach you. I'm telling you what to do to improve. You don't want to spar today. Okay. Or, yo, go run. Now, I don't like running. Or yo, you got to eat this. I don't want to eat this. Then you don't want this shit, bro. And that's okay. Ain't nobody got a gun in your head. Ain't nobody got a gun in your head telling you that you got to be a boxer. Ain't nobody got a gun in your head saying you got to be successful at this. Go ahead and do what the fuck you want to do. But don't be mad when you don't get it. And don't hate on the next man when you see him doing the work, investing into himself, and getting the results. Just don't be mad. And we good. That's all it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Boxers want to be well known, but don't want to post on Instagram. Don't want to post on TikTok. Man, I ain't doing that corny shit, yo. What I look like, yo? That's for lames. Okay. I remember when I first came in the boxing game and I started giving instructionals, and all the older boxing trainers who was doing it longer than me was like, who this guy think he is? Teaching on the internet, creating this fake internet boxing bullshit. I used to have hate like crazy. I continue to work my path. I continue to do my thing, show people that I'm not just an internet coach, build fighters at the same time that I was promoting a YouTube channel, create courses at the same time that I was taking kids with no experience and building them up to national champions, working with Olympians, working with world champion boxers, world title contenders, getting hired by some of the most already established boxers in the game. I remember when I first started that shit and people used to criticize. Now people asking me for advice on how to do it. Coach, man, how do you? Oh, now you wanna get down with it. I get it. You just gotta work your path. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what you want. You gotta work your path, man. We got a super sticker, man. Thank you for the super sticker, man. I appreciate the super sticker, man. I really do, man. Coach, what are your thoughts on having my back foot at 90 degrees pointing outward versus 45 degrees? My coach tells me it should be pointing forward, but it feels awkward to me. I don't Yeah, I get confused with the degrees. I know I made an ebook where I talked about 90 degrees for it. I like the back foot at 3 o'clock. So my front, if you look at a clock, my front foot's at 1 p.m. For all my people who live in, who use that clock. 12 o'clock's in the middle, 1 o'clock's here. My front foot's at 1, my back foot's at 3. Sometimes the back foot can go a little bit closer to 2, but it's somewhere from 3 to 2, but it's pointed, it's like an L, like boom, and then the 3. So just look at the clock. 1, back foot's at 3 for the most part. It can be slightly a little bit angled off, but I like it closer to that point. That's the natural. And then, of course, the toe heel alignment. The big toe lines up with the back foot heel. The big toe lines up with the back foot heel. And then, of course, the upper body is in an angle, hands up, elbows in, chin down. That's the starting point. As we get more improved, we can go ahead and start adding stuff like shoulder rolls and things of that nature, things that we talk about in the courses and all types of stuff. So I hope that helps, Jay. Let me go ahead and take a look at some of these Instagram comments. Appreciate your content, Coach. I appreciate that. T God gifted. My God, what's going on, brother? Big shout out to everybody who's in here, man. Instagram, just so you guys know, 215-709-5437. That's my number. You guys can go ahead, get that number. Also, I answer most of the questions on YouTube, Instagram. Right now, I'm able to stream the Instagram, but it's hard for me to really go back and forth. If you guys take a look, how can I flip the screen? I can't even flip the screen. But if you guys go ahead and look, I got all my comments on here, man. So right now, the comments are popping off on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. So if you guys want to go ahead and join that, you guys can also go to my YouTube channel, Coach Anthony Boxing. And again, that's where I can answer most of the questions, man. But big shout out to everybody on Instagram. Is Bryan Callen going to release his own video with Coach Ant? I hope Bryan invested into the Master Boxing Bundle. Bryan Callen is my brother. He's showed me so much love, man. He shouted me out on Joe Rogan like 2 or 3 different times. Somebody even told me that Joe Rogan told people that I was his favorite boxing coach. I never got a chance to talk to Joe Rogan. I don't know if that's even true or accurate, but a few people said that to me, and they say it's on his podcast. So I would love to meet Joe Rogan as well. But to make a long story short, man, Bryan Callen did record all the footage. I just posted a video like training behind the scenes. That this was recorded in the summer. Trained Bryan. He came to Philly. J. Rock Williams, former world champion, Julian Williams was there as well. I was one of his favorite Philly fighters. So it was a cool little thing. I held mitts for him. We hung out. I went to his comedy show after, which was super funny, super dope. And we hung out in Philly after, man. It was a great time, man. Got his phone number. Good dude, man. Bryan Callen, great dude, man. And yes, he invested into all my stuff, man. He's always been fully committed, man, and fully supportive of everything I got going on. So big shout out to Bryan Callen. How to make a training plan, man. Well, this comes down to, I don't know what kind of boxing experience you got, things of that nature, man. But of course, the training plan comes down to a couple of things, man. We got the jump rope, we got shadow boxing, we got heavy bag work, we potentially got mitt work, we potentially got sparring, we potentially got double end bag work, we potentially got speed bag work. We also have calisthenics and stuff that we like to do. And then, of course, for those of you guys out there who have time, we also have running programs that we do. So There's many different ways to create a workout plan, just so you know. There's not just one way to skin a cat. You can create a workout plan many different ways. I've done many different styles for my athletes. It all depends on where the athlete's at currently and where we're trying to go with it. Whether I'm working with an amateur who's fighting 3 3-minute rounds. When I used to work with 11-year-olds, they used to fight 1.5, no, 1 minute rounds. And then working with professional fighters that are fighting 6 to 8 to 12 rounds. See what I'm saying? So everything falls into the umbrella of boxing. And then there's different levels, different ways to approach the training as well. And then, of course, you got the beginners who just want to learn. And then you got the people who are just the fitness enthusiasts who just want to throw some punches for the fitness side, but they're more concerned than maybe getting in shape for just general fitness. Many, many different ways. These are things that when you get the Master Boxing Bundle, you can sign up to the community and we can go ahead and schedule you a call. And if you want me to go ahead and customize a workout plan for you, that's something that we could do. I do have some videos on YouTube where we generalize and talk about some general stuff. But again, you need a jump rope, shadow boxing, heavy bag, and of course, all the other bags. If you don't have heavy bags, if you don't have double M bags, then obviously you're going to have to focus on shadow boxing for the most part, and maybe a jump rope if you can get one, and add some calisthenic stuff in there as well. Dre Popoff wish he looked this good, man. Nah, Dre Popoff's my brother. Coach, is boxing mechanics and skills the same thing? Not really. Boxing mechanics, in my opinion, are just the way you deliver the skills, if that makes sense. So to me, like boxing skills is the oversight, the knowing of the why and the how. The mechanics is delivering the why and the how, if that makes sense, right? So we all know about if I tell a guy throw the right hand lead and roll out. Those are skills if he can apply it, right? If I say, yo, throw the right hand, lead, bang, roll out. Those are skills. We drop a right hand and we rolled out. But throwing the right hand properly, rolling out properly, the feet staying in place, the skill set, I mean, that's the mechanics. You know, anybody could throw a left hook to the body, but maximizing that left hook to the body so you can get the most power. Those are the mechanics. Anybody could throw a jab, but snapping that jab the right way and making sure everything is in place. Those are the mechanics, at least in my opinion. Maybe I don't even know what the terminology really means, but that's how I view it and that's how I explain it. Question real quick, coach. Is there a jab that can be applied across multiple combat sports besides boxing, such as, yeah, the regular jab, champ? There's no different jab. There's no different jab. There's just different things that you have to look for when you throw the jab. You see what I'm saying? So the jab is the same. It's what's returning that you have to be careful for. So, like, if I pop a jab in a kickboxing match, there's a chance I can get kicked to the stomach as I'm jabbing, right? Or a chance I can get kicked to the leg as I'm jabbing. You feel what I'm trying to say? Where in boxing, you only have to worry about punches. I can get taken down in MMA. I could pop a jab and a guy can slip the jab and do a double leg or whatever, right? And take me to the ground. So the punch is the same, is what returning is what you have to understand how to defend. So the question isn't, is the jab going to work in multiple combat sports? Is how do you defend what can possibly happen when you throw a jab in multiple combat sports? So that's why you have to learn what to look for. In boxing, I'll teach you what to look for in boxing. Somebody throws a jab at you, there's a lot of different things that can happen when you pop a jab. That's why you have to time your jab properly. But in MMA, there's a bunch of different things that can happen to you. In kickboxing, there are different things that can happen to you. See what I'm saying? So it's more so what you have to be careful for when you throw the jab in other arts. Do you think Mike Tyson was overrated? No, I do not. I think he's properly rated. My coach has me doing 2 minutes morning rounds, but then a quarter mile after that. Okay. Everybody has a different running plan. You know what I'm saying? Coach Anthony, I just ran 2 miles in 25 minutes today. To me, that's a little slow. I don't know what your weight is. If you're overweight, you know what I mean, then congratulations on that. But I do think that you need to bring that down. You should be trying to aim for at least 14 minutes for 2 miles. If that's taking too long, 20 minutes, let's get it down to 20 minutes. But congratulations on the run, right? Like, I'm proud of you. You did your run, but let's bring it down. Let's bring that mile time down. You're running a little too slow right now. So I would say let's get it to 10-minute miles and then eventually 8-minute miles. So 16 minutes. My bad. I said 14. 14 would be 7-minute miles. So 20 minutes, and then we'll get it down to 8 minutes. And then eventually when you become elite, 14 or less. I liked your YouTube video on how to fight taller fighters. Your boxing bundle has videos on angles and head movement, which help with this. Which parts of the bundle, in your opinion, will help with developing a routine to work this daily? Who am I talking to? Facebook user, state your name for me. I think it's the second time you answered the question. Earlier, I didn't hear your response. State your name for me real quick. Casey, what's up, bro? Listen, man, I tell you what, man, let's just get on the call, bro. For you, I want to just go over all this stuff with you privately. I know we're supposed to talk. I'm gonna get with you, man. Maybe I can get with you today. I'm about to get off this live in a minute, so maybe we can talk today and we can go over some stuff. If you're free, we can go ahead and get on a private call because I'm only gonna be on here for a couple more minutes, and then we can go ahead and do a private call, and I can help you with that. Probably answer one or two more questions, and then I'm out of here, y'all. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get on a coaching call with my man Casey. Again, I try to give a little extra stuff, man, for my people, man. It's the special feature. How do you decide when to focus on what to? Okay, Coach, how do you decide which stance to focus on when you're ambidextrous? I have a problem saying that, obviously. I can write with both hands. I shoot basketball left hand. I've always been able to do things. I don't think it comes down to focusing on more one or the other. I would focus on whatever you feel more comfortable with. Like, there's a fighter out of Philadelphia by the name of Jaron Ennis who fights very comfortably out of both stance. And I heard it out his mouth. He said he doesn't even realize when he switches the stance. He doesn't even notice it. So I think that you just make sure your fundamentals are tight on both sides. So where would I focus? I would focus on the side that needs more work to tighten up, and I would focus on the side that's already more advanced to just continue to improve. And that's it. Let me go ahead and hit my boy up real quick. 1 second. All right, my boy Casey. I was just about to go ahead, but all right, Casey, I just responded to you, man, on a private DM, man. So we'll set that up 100%. And that's it, guys. So yeah, man, I think that's it, man. Just so you guys know, man, my last major sale of the year is active. We got a few more days before I raise the price on everything. So guys, man, go to CoachAnthonyBoxing.com, man. You won't be disappointed. You'll have more access to me. And we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys got value from this live. I hope you guys learned something. And if I didn't answer your question today, do not feel offended. I'll do another live stream. And if you really want to go ahead and invest into yourself, you already know what to do, man. Thank you for all the love and support. I'm out, y'all.